Ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings they would drown, but they never did, ever lived, ebbing and flown, inhibited, limited, till it broke open and rained down. It rained down.
Hey, I'm John Jinks with Jinks Music Universe, and today we're going to be learning Believer by Imagine Dragons. It's a really great song with a really great groove, and it's really easy to play. It's just 3 chords. If you're playing it in the key that they're playing it in, and you'd like to use a capo, put capo on the 1st fret. And the chords are the A minor shape, the F shape, and the E major shape. So A minor, F major, E major. And as long as you don't hit this, your high E string when you're playing the F, you can cheat with the F major 7 chord. It actually even sounds good with the 7. There's a couple of ways to play the main guitar riff. It's got a cool swingy 8th note thing going on, and you can do it with your fingers or you can do it with a pick, depending on your skill level with the string skipping. When I'm playing it on acoustic guitar and I don't have any accompaniment, I like to play it all down here using those chord shapes to get the notes that I need. For example, I'm playing my A minor shape and I'm picking the G string and the B string with a little bit of palm mute. That's one measure. And then I go to the F shape. I go to my D string and my B string for half a measure. And then I go to the E chord, back to the G string and the B string for the second half of that second measure. And that's the gist. You can also play that up here, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. All right, so here it is all together. So that's how I play it in what I would call the open position, not counting the capo. Up here, and this is the way it looks like he's playing it in the video, and he's also using a nylon string guitar to get that cool classic guitar sound. Okay, so you have your minor 3rd shape here for the 1st chord, and then you have this little string skipping here for the 2nd chord, and then another minor 3rd shape, but down a half step for the 3rd and final chord. So altogether it looks like this. Okay, and that's the gist of the main guitar part that kind of goes throughout the whole song. The chorus, one of the coolest parts about the song is it drops the downbeat on the 1st chord progression of the chorus and the 4th chord progression of the chorus. And when they come back in on beat 2, it's really powerful and really impressive. So I'll give you an example of what happens. I'll do 2 rotations of the chord progression with the swingy guitar 8th note bit, and then go into the chorus. And so that's the chorus. So for dynamics, you would want to include maybe a little bit more of the chord than just the single guitar part, the single picking. Other than maybe the third verse where it breaks down real quiet, maybe the first part of the first verse. As you're playing through it as a singer-songwriter sort of solo person, obviously you want to incorporate as much dynamics as possible with your guitar to match how the song goes and the voice. So it might go something like this. Obviously, I didn't play that the full amount of times that you would want to play it for the first verse anyways. But you get the idea of how to kind of grow in dynamics with the song to give it some more interest, give your ears something to listen to, and give your performance some more musicality. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the song structure for this song. This song has a very typical pop song structure with an intro, a verse, pre-chorus, a chorus, and then that cycle kind of repeats with minor variations. So the way we count this song, to get that really cool halftime groove, I like to count it in halftime. The way I determine the tempo is I get my metronome out and tap it. All right, so the tempo is about 60 beats per minute. The halftime feel is about 60 beats per minute, which means it could be counted in 120 beats per minute, but for these purposes, for the structure, I've counted it at 60 beats per minute, and that means for each chord progression, 2 measures pass by. The first measure being 1 E N to 2 E N to 3 E N to 4 E N to 1 E N to 2 E N to 3 E N to 4 E N to 1 E N to 2 E N to 3 E N to 4 E N to 1 E N to 2 E N to 3 E N to 4 E N to, or 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 So we have that swingy 16th note pattern on the guitar, and we have a really strong groove in the halftime feel, which is why I like to count it in halftime. You could count it in full time, if you will, but then you would have to double the numbers I'm about to tell you. Okay, so in halftime we have a 2-measure intro with the drums. The drums do their cool drum beat, 2 measures, and then the verse starts. The verse is 8 measures with the typical, the part where he's singing. He sings 2 stanzas before he starts rapping. When he starts rapping, I'm going to call that the pre-chorus, because it's pretty much a pre-chorus. Only thing that changes, though, is how he's delivering the words. He starts rapping, and the rhythmic, the rhythm of the words kind of changes. Obviously, it's rapping versus singing. It's kind of sing rapping too, which is why it's kind of cool. And that lasts for 4 measures, which, if you count it, that's 2 rotations of the chord progression. Let me check that. Yeah. Okay, and so after the pre-chorus happens the chorus, and that is 8 measures, which is 4 rotations of the chord progression. Then from the chorus, it goes to the verse 2, which is half as long as verse 1, which is a cool trick that a lot of great songwriters use to get you back to the good part, which is the chorus. So the verse 2 is 4 measures long, and then there's another 4-measure pre-chorus where he raps the same amount of time, and then there's another full chorus, which is the 8 measures long. After that chorus, we go to verse 3, which is another 4 measures, but the pre-chorus is then cut in half. The third pre-chorus is actually only 2 measures long. It's 1 rotation of the chord progression. And then the final chorus is a full 8-measure chorus, and then the song is over. So, and I'm going to post that up so that you can read it and go from there. All right, again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments, please feel free to comment below. And if there's anything that I can help you with in any way whatsoever, learning any song, just let me know. And I will not only respond, but I'll make a video for you. All right, thanks. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching. That was really good.